Welcome back to Support Black Business TV, and I'm your host, the CEO of Black Folk Hotspots, Ryan Hodge, aka GI Operation on Twitter. And today we're on episode 66 with Donnie Bryant from the Chicagoland area, Calumet City, and he's a master copywriter, which a lot of people don't really understand a lot of times. Exactly how important copywriting is. Matter of fact, I don't think a lot of people, early on in business even know what a copywriter is until they start reading other stuff and realize that somebody had to write this. Somebody had to write this sales pitch. Somebody had to write, these descriptions, because you want to write things so that it would encourage people to do certain things, whether to sign up for your list, your webinar, your course, and etc. And those are some of the things that we're going to talk about today. But like I like to do, and to showcase, the many Black business owners, almost 2,100, or a little bit more than 2,100 Black business owners that have created profiles on Black Folk Hotspots. So we got Donnie here. Donnie, how's it going today?
Doing great, Ryan. Glad to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, appreciate it. So, Donnie, you're a copywriter. Now, for the people who don't understand or don't know what a copywriter is, can you explain what you do as a copywriter?
Sure. Well, you started doing it just a minute ago, and I remember the day, maybe not the day, but I remember the time when I realized, hey, somebody has to write, the ad that you see online, or somebody has to write the book jacket cover copy that makes you want to pick up a book and read it. That's what a copywriter does. So we have various different, areas that we work in, from writing voicemail scripts to email marketing messages and things like that. But yeah, a copywriter is basically just somebody who writes a message that's intended to communicate something and most frequently with the intent to eventually, get a sale or create a customer. So that's what I do.
You know what, Donnie? I didn't even realize that. You just said I didn't even think about the voicemails.
Yeah, I just got done. It was a couple of weeks ago, I guess. Rewriting a voicemail script series with 7 messages for a big client of mine, and we actually wrote it to replace an old one, and it's getting about 4%, not 4%, 4 times more callbacks than the old version. So, their business is different. There's a lot of everything happen. All the sales happen on the phone. So when you can't get somebody, you leave a voicemail, and then the question is, are they going to call back or not? Well, that's part of what I do to get you to actually listen and say, hey, it's worth me calling back to make an appointment or to get more information. So yeah, anything, man, like a video sales letter, or just like the content marketing, the little related post you see at the bottom of your favorite Forbes article, the one that makes you want to click and see, who's what celebrities doing some crazy stuff that they don't want anybody to know about. It's all copyright. Copywriters do that stuff.
I can't believe I didn't even. Yeah. So, one of the main topics I know, Donnie say, hey, you know what? You got to come with it. You need him. He booked up solid. People want him. I'm telling you, this is why they're important. This is part of the crew that you need early on, because these are the people that sell your products for you. I tell people a lot of times, we talked about this off air before we came on, but, I use, the magazines at the checkout line at the grocery stores as a starting point, because, and I ask people, how many times have you bought a magazine just by reading those titles?
Right.
You didn't even read the article. You read just the title, like, what did such and such and such do, or seen this. The Inquirer made a mint on these titles, but a copywriter or title writer, whatever you want to call them, had to write that because, right. Or, when I was in financial services, I used to tell my clients, I was like, listen, you probably read Money Magazine, and in January or December or November, and it'll tell you the top 15 stocks you need to buy in the year 2016, right? That's what they'll say, right? And you'll see that for a couple of months. And then you go, Well, if I bought the top 10 stocks that I ever need to buy to retire filthy rich in January, why do I need to buy another? Why do I need to buy the February issue? I already bought those. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know, I said that's the mark of what an advertisement, a copywriter, title writer, that's what they do. They sell these magazines. And that's, you know, and the same thing. They sell your products and services. Obviously, they make, you know, you just heard it from the horse's mouth here. They sell, you know, through voicemail, all different types of things that, you know, these are things so that we need to do. You're either going to have to learn it yourself, or you can go with somebody who already knows it and he know the industry and he knows certain things. Now, let me ask you that. Is, like with you, is there anything that you, like any type of things that you specialize in?
You know, we were talking also off air about billboards and stuff. That's really probably not what I do. I like more of the stuff that's intended to for a more complex sale and something that we're moving towards selling sooner than later, not just branding stuff. I have been known to do that, but what I really like to do is create action, you know, today, tomorrow, or, you know, soon, get people moving along in that direction. What we call direct response copywriting. It takes all kinds of forms. You know, I like email marketing a lot, and sales letters, sales pages online, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I like to get involved with exciting projects with cool people, and sometimes it looks all kinds of different ways.
Right. Yeah, I can understand that. You know, that's this certain. Yeah, like, you know, people hit me up like, "Hey, you know, you do this," and I'm like, "I don't. Yeah, I may, but I don't really like doing that part. So you know, unless I absolutely have to, I'm not doing it." And, you know, and then they get mad at me, like, "But I want you to, but I'm not doing it." You know, would you want me to be excited about doing something and my creative spirits can flow, or would you just want me to do it because I'm just doing it for a paycheck?
You know, I mean, so often, man, we say yes to everything, and then we spread ourselves too thin. And what we need to do is focus on where we can produce the most value. What are the gifts that you've got? You know what they are. You go do them, and don't let anybody pull you out to the side. You can probably hire somebody else to do that for you, and everybody comes out a little bit better. Same is true for me. I remember telling the president of a company that I really wanted to do work for, and I ended up doing work for eventually, but I was talking to the president, and she was talking about their SEO problems. And I said, well, hold on. If you're looking for an SEO guy, you can find somebody better. Plain and simple. That's not what I do. I do basics, but that's it. I can't solve your SEO problems. What I can help you do is sell more of these courses and products that you got. And if that's what you're looking for, I'm your guy. And if you're looking for the other guy, you know, this conversation is really, you know, it's a foregone conclusion because you're going to be able to find a better SEO guy. I don't need to go and try to do something I'm bad at. Let me focus on what I'm good at.
Right. When it makes, you know, it's funny because doesn't that make more sense? You know, and a lot of times it gets them. And I'm telling you, I've lost a couple friendships.
Really?
That same thing because, and you know what I say, my answer is, you weren't really my friend because you never understood. Because I'm trying to tell you that that's not, yes, can I do it? If I had to do it for myself, yes. Right? Like, for instance, back in the day, I would put in my own stereo equipment in my cars, right? I would do my radio, my speakers, this and other, but I would never do it for nobody else. People be like, "Hey, but your stuff is together. It looks professional." Is this? Yes, but it's mine.
Right.
So if I screwed up somewhere and there's electrical fire and, you know, and it's running from my speakers to my radio and it's running through my carpet and it burns my carpet, guess what? I did it. But if I did it to you, I'm not going to court to fix your carpet. You know what I mean? And this is not something I want to do for money. Now, if I got a homeboy and he want to do it and he don't, you know, and we can sit out and have a couple of beers or whatever and listen to music and I can say, "Hey man, do it this way," and let him do it, then it's a different story. Right. I said, that's not something I like to do. It's just not. And I'm sorry, man. But with Black Folk Hotspots, you know, people are like, "Oh, you're a PR person. You're this, you're that." I'm like, yeah, maybe not. But that's not, I'm not writing a press release, right? I'm not doing this. What I will do is allow you to put a profile on Black Folk Hotspots, do some of the things that I'm telling you to do, and I'll get them out. That's what I will do, right?
Well, you built a platform, and we misidentify what you do because we don't see the whole picture. We just see, ooh, there's press possibility here. There's exposure possibility here, and you're thinking on a higher level than we are. So it's okay for you to say, hey, this is not what this is about. People like us, we need to know how can you do the highest value thing for me. I don't necessarily know that, but if you say, hey Donnie, this is what I can do for you, now I know. Otherwise I'm just assuming, and I can assume that your stereo is hot, so I want my stereo to be hot, and you'd be like, chill. That is not how I get down.
Yeah, it's exactly. And and it's like, can I? Yes. Yeah, but it's much better people, like you said, it's much better people out here. Let me connect you to those people, because number one, I'm not trying to I don't want all of them. I mean, I want money, but I don't need all the money. You know what I mean? I could share with some other people, because eventually I want to go on vacation with some other people. I just don't want to be the only one that own the beach.
Right.
And I'm like, and eventually what I found is, and there's a couple that come back, and I start to see them try to merge back in or whatever. And it's like, I get it. I know you were a little upset, but I was giving you a phone number, and or getting you an email contact, because these are the people that are really good in what you want to do. If you want to have an event based around a certain cause. Well, I know somebody who has been doing this for 10 years or 15 years, that on me, they might consult with you or sit down with you when normally you couldn't get a hold of them, because I can call them. And that's what we should be doing. We should be sharing connections to certain things, and don't get mad because I say, hey, I ain't doing it. But it's the ones that get mad, and yeah. So I'm like, hey, it is what it is. But I want to be good at least one good thing, right? Because then you can become that expert, and that's what the dollars are, and the expert and the authority.
Yeah.
I look at so many people. They try to be jack of all trades, and you know what? And that was me too. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, yeah. I mean, I had to start and say, okay, no, let's put these blinders on. Let's focus on one thing, and let's get really good at this, and let's really focus on this. And when I did that, Black Folk Hotspots grew by like 250% just that year.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was focused. I was like, hey, you know what? Blinders. I'm not going out to parties. I'm not going to this. I'm not going to all your networking sessions. That was another thing. People get mad. Why you don't come to my networking? Dude, look, I ain't got time to be doing all that. You know what? If I'm at your networking set prostituting, like a prostitute, because that's what it is in there. Like, hey, let me tell you what I do. Come get, and I get it. It's great. But then what I found out, Donnie, and I don't know if it's just us or what, but a lot of us suck in follow up. Like,
hey, it's not just that.
Okay, all right. Because I stopped giving out business cards. I would go to the networking set with no business cards. And they'd be like, well, you didn't bring no business cards to a networking set? No, give me yours.
Yeah. Yeah, because
give me yours.
You ain't going. I'm the same, man. I have like 5 business cards that have been sitting in my closet for like 3 years. I never hand them out. I never carry them with me.
Me too. I tell my business cards cost too much to pass out. I like to look at them and say,
it's a pretty card, boy.
I tell them they cost too much. And they were like, what? I was like, man, my business card's waterproof, the whole 9, and they are really, with the coating I got on. But I'm like, they look too good. These are masterpieces. You put these in frames.
Yeah, because you could go in a network meeting and hand out 100, and then they end up in the bottom of somebody's drawer and never, because they're not coming looking for how to benefit you. They're looking to get something for themselves, which is your point. The networking event, believe me, you go in there and you're making connections with a bunch of people who are primarily there. I'm probably talking about somebody making them mad, but they're primarily there because they want more business. They want more money. It's not just about building a network, which is what's cool about Black Folk Hotspot, because you can connect in areas where I don't have gifting here. I can find somebody who does. I have a problem here that I can't solve. I can find somebody who does in our community. But you go to the networking thing, and like you said, they're prostituting, man, looking for the next paycheck or whatever. So that you give them their card, or you give them your card, and they're really not thinking about what they can do for you. They're really thinking about why you hand me a check for something, because that's what they're there for. So you can, you could hand out business cards all day, or you could be, back in the lab cooking up some, some money making, whatever you're working on.
I could be helping other business. I could be helping this business get some money. Man, I was at this business networking. Last summer, I was at this networking event, and I went, because I went to see if there was any new people there, right? And dude, this dude literally asked me to sell him, try to pull the Wolf of Wall Street deal on me. Sell me a pen. I said, dude, I'm not applying for a job, bro. I got 15 years of corporate sales, man. You think I ain't heard them all? I said, bro, I was good at what I did. I was always the top salesperson, whatever, in the top 3, top 5, whatever in the company. I said, dude, let me tell you something. I'll sell you something. You want more business? You want to get exposed to more people? Give me a business card. I'll send you an email so you can exclusively join Black Folk Hotspots. Period. I'm not selling you a damn pen. That's script. Because you know what? For my site, you don't need an ink pen. So why would I sell it to you?
What I'm saying.
I can say it's a Wi-Fi. I can say your Wi-Fi so you can log on real quick, but you don't need an ink pen for what I do, bro. But no, it's just funny, man. Just some of the things, and people be like, man, you don't come. I said, and then you go, and it's the same people, and then it's like, and I do like the community part. So I would go and I would sit back and I would just chill. And what I would do is, especially when I was in Chicago in the Hyde Park area, what I would do is I would bring, clients that I hadn't met, sort of just like this right here that I hadn't met in person. I'm like, hey, why don't you meet me at this joint? So that way we can just have a drink and we can socialize and we can talk, right? But as far as meeting new people, and I just wanted to expose them to a whole big thing. And I know that another reason for doing that was to get them out of the house, right? Especially if I knew they were like home based, because my first foray into business was in '99, where that's all I did. That was my job, right? And I was selling on Amazon and eBay, and I was making money. I made $60,000 in 2001, in profit on eBay. And people say, why are you not still doing it? Yeah. Why are you not still doing it? You know what? I got bored.
Bored spending $60,000 a year in profit.
Dude, I was sitting there in front of the computer all day just hitting F5, watching a refresh. Right? And I was literally bored. You know why? I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have somebody to say, you need to leave the fucking house. Go play golf. Go walking. Go play baseball. Go play softball. Do this, do that. And that was the problem. I never left the house. So I said, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this. And I went to work. I went to go sell cars. And that's, people like, dude, are you crazy? And, I start thinking about something. I start thinking, Huffington Post started all around this time. Amazon came online about 97, 98. So eBay came online right around the same time. So all these companies, I was like, man, if I could have came up with Black Folk Hotspots then, and I know God works in mysterious ways, I just wonder how big could we be? I would be trumping Black enterprise, right? I mean, I love my man over there, Earl Graves and my man Alfred Edmonds, but I keep telling them every time I talk to Alfred, I tell him, you have a target on your back, and Black Folk Hotspots is Daniel Boone. I'm coming at you, bro. I'm coming. I said, you know what? Y'all can't get us in numbers. You'll never. I said, our numbers trump you. The only thing you got in us is you get more traffic on a daily basis. But I said, our numbers, 50 minutes on site.
Come on.
What's going to happen when I go to your advertising and tell them people spending 50 minutes on Black Folk Hotspots and they only spending 2 minutes on Black Enterprise?
That's a shift.
I said, what's going to happen when I tell you, when I tell them that people are flipping through 47, 48, 50 pages per visit on average, which means they spend about a minute per page, which is about enough time to consume the information and do something. And they looking at maybe 1.5 pages on your site.
The only time I go to Enterprise is when Damon John is on there.
you know what they do? They're doing a lot of these companies are doing a really shitty job in that and retaining. Huffington Post don't have a good retention. I say, they do good. They got the big names because they've been around forever. This, that, and the other, but they don't do good in retaining. Like, I hate companies. And I just had this big thing, and I hate to dish on a black publication, but I hate going to me personally. I'm sure that's probably the problem that they have, because I cannot be the only one, right? Rolling out Black Enterprise. If there's a longer article and you want to, instead of reading, I'd rather scroll all the way down. I'd rather see it all in one page, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta hit next. And sometimes it's broke up in 3 parts. Now, I understand if it's a 15 series picture section where it's saying, hey, let us show you the 15 best places to live if you're black. And there's images, right? That makes sense. But I would also like the option to view it all in one page too.
You know what? Instead of they do that so that they can do what you're doing naturally. I got 5 page views, so you can get trumpet that number to the advertiser. But really, that's irritating to me too. All the time. If there's not no view as one page, I'm already real upset. The user should trump those other things, but they're chasing dollars.
They're chasing ad dollars, and the thing is, if you're not on a fast internet connection, right, you gotta wait for that next page to load all up, right? And it just, those are the things we talk about 4G, we talk about Wi-Fi, but what about the people that's still on 3G in areas and 2G in areas? That still exists.
Yeah.
And
when I was just T-Mobile, that's what happens. I ain't reading nothing on my phone.
Right. I was just at one of my homeboys' houses yesterday for a little barbecue for Labor Day, right? And I said, damn, I can't pull up nothing over here. Y'all area, it brought me all the way down to 3G. He was like, hey, man, you want to just log into my Wi-Fi? I said, no, that's all good. You know what? I don't need to be on my phone no way. You know what I mean? But I was just saying that, but it's 3G. It take, when you used to 4G or Wi-Fi, right? You like 3G. 3G is like molasses, right? It's like, God damn. Gotta wait for this page to load. It's gonna take 3 seconds instead of 1, But no, and that's so. Anyway, so that's just some of the things, and I see you've had some of the same experiences, and people when I tell people, they kind of get upset sometimes, and they be like, man, why I'm not dishing on you, I'm not dissing you, I'm just trying to tell you that, I'm gonna be honest with you because I want to see you grow. Just like when people come to me and they say, oh man, you should do this, you should change your site, and I say, well, at least you give me a reason why you're doing something, because then I can go, oh, that makes sense. Like with me, people are like, hey man, you need to make this more mobile friendly. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I tell them, I said, well, that's in a process, but I'm not in a rush to do it. I said, because you know what? My numbers are good because people are logging in from their PCs. Okay? Yeah. And you're not going to run an entire business off of a cell phone, which a lot of our business owners try to do. Right. You want to post everything to Instagram, and you want to compare me to Instagram, and I stop them right in the track. Say, you don't compare me to no other network, don't compare me to no other company, because I'm not them. Right. I know what I do. When you post stuff to Black Folk Hotspots, we're not the end all be all. Now, you're one of the clients that I work specifically with. That's a different story. They stuff absolutely is going to go out right away because those people are paying me top dollar to do that. Right. They're paying my hourly wage, but people who come in, I said, you should have already been posting that to Facebook. You should have already been posting that to Twitter. You should have already been posting that to Instagram or Pinterest or Google Plus or LinkedIn, whatever, right? That should have already been out. You should have already been on YouTube. That's why, I told a lady, she's like, well, I should just want to be able to just upload my videos straight to your site. I said, no, I want your YouTube embed link. Because you know what? Those two go hand in hand. When they click from Black Folk Hotspots, if they click on the YouTube thing, it takes them right to the YouTube page. I said, the views from Black Folk Hotspots count towards your views on YouTube. I can't compete with YouTube right now. They're the number 3 most trafficked site in the country. Are you going to deny yourself because you're lazy? And actually, it's easier. Because all you gotta do is click the link and paste the link.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I got a point. You know what I mean? I said just copy paste. Make sure the title is right because it brings everything in the title and a brief little snippet of what you got to say. I said put a couple tags on it and just hit send. Then we'll approve it. I'll go in, I'll fix it up for you, and then we'll get it out. But you already had it on YouTube.
Right.
YouTube gets traffic. People go there. It's the second largest search engine in the world. Okay, Black Folk Hotspots isn't. We get a lot of stuff, but we ain't that. You know, they're like, oh, then it's like, it's so much shit on Black Folk Hospitals, the homepage. And I say, well, yeah, I know. And, you know, it bothered me for a while, too, until Google called me. And, you know, it's about 3-4 years ago. And we sat down, and I asked them about that. It's like, you know, y'all page all cleanest. And they said, we like it. And I said, what do y'all like about it? I said, because it's busy. It's shit everywhere. You got events over here. You got the running little thing over here. You got birthdays down here. You got videos over here. You got pictures in the middle. You got, you know, top content right here. You got top blog posts, latest bad blog posts. They said, guess what? You got featured members here. They said, we like that because there's so much stuff going on at once. They said, think Yahoo. This is what Google said. Think Yahoo homepage.
If you look at any other search engine, MSN is the same. Maybe not Bing, but they got the news articles, and Bing does on the bottom because they want to get you engaged, to give you something to get engaged with. There's only one purpose to go to Google, is it to search for something. And I suppose you go to Yahoo for the same purpose, but how many times have you been distracted by a news story on Yahoo or on Bing? Oh, I got to see that. You know, so many times, because I don't watch a lot of news, I didn't know Michael Jackson was dead until I see the headline. On the search, that's actually not true because I heard a dude told me that in a cell phone story. You just heard it on the news, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. It pulls you in. So if Google likes it, all the haters can hate.
That's what I said. Hey, and then I tell him, I say, hey, you know what? I said, I ain't changed the layout of it because then I won't. I said, number one, I'll change it when we move in. I said, I am working on it. I said, but it's a build, and I want to build grassroots unless I get, you know, some black investor to come in and say, hey, here's $100,000, you know, to do what you want to do. But other than that, I'm a grassroots this. And I said, so that's based on the membership that you guys pay. So, you know, this, that, and the other. I said, the only two things, I said, it's two things I'm more worried about with our tech crew is the reoccurring events and reoccurring payments. Those are the only two things. I said, you know, and I'll take the reoccurring payments before I take the reoccurring events, because the reoccurring events payments will actually pay for the reoccurring events to just naturally happen, because then I can go and pay the right people to say, this is what I need.
Right.
And they can go into code and make it work, because now it's like a health club membership. So y'all, you know, you pay and you pay until you don't want to pay no more. Right. But it's going to keep charging you every month like the health clubs. So they make all their money. You go there right now, ain't nobody in the health club. Right. I went past one last night, one truck outside, man, one truck, you know, one of them 24-hour joints. I said, but I bet you they getting all that monthly money, right?
They don't. There's less cleaning they got to do.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Less staff they got to operate. Like, ain't nobody coming up in here. Now into the first of the year. First year is gonna be everybody on deck, all hands on deck. But that's those are some of the things, and that's why I try to, you know, I said, you know, I ain't say I'm perfect, but you know, or even close to it. But I say, you know, we'll bitch about something, but then we'll, you know, and I always use an example of Craigslist. I was like, Craigslist ain't changed in 10 plus years.
Ever? I don't know if it's ever changed.
I think they might have added some stuff, right? But for the most part, it still looked the same as it did in the beginning.
And Drudge Reports, I don't know, they make decent money, but that's the ugliest website ever.
I forgot about Drudge. Yeah.
Drudge is like an industry standard thing. Like, everybody knows about Drudge. Everybody goes to Drudge. And there's nothing particularly aesthetically pleasing about it, but it got all the headlines of the news that you want to read. And it works. People may complain about it, but they're going to go visit. They're going to go get what they need there.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. With us, I knew one thing. I said, I don't base everything off of people coming to Black Folk Hotspots. I base everything of us going to get that person and bringing them. That's why we built the social networks, because people will hang out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Plus, and the like. So if we put the information in front of them, they'll come back.
Sure.
Now, once they come back, they're gonna flip through all the pages. I guarantee you. You put it in, which is my little expertise in what you do, your specialty, in the marketing and the copywriting and things. I try to go through their titles and because I look at it and say, like I'll see titles, man, and it'll be like lipstick, and I'll be like,
kill me now.
Lipstick. Yeah, and I go, I quit. I'm quitting my own company. I quit. And I'll be like, I just sent out an email the other day, because somebody had said, hey, I posted some photos, and how long is it going to take for them to get approved? And I'm like, and then I go through and I look, because when I'm going through and I'm editing, my people doing the same thing, and we're looking at it to get them approved. And the reason why we want to get them approved, we want to make sure the title's tight. We want to make sure there's a description in there, and there's a link in the description. We got to understand the internet. People, our attention spans. So if it's not, now they got to click to your profile to see your link. They may not go that far. They may click it right from there.
Right.
So people want that right now, and so make sure the tags are right. Some related tags or whatever for SEO purposes. And I'm like, I know that a lot of people don't get it. And you, as a business owner, a lot of times you don't need to know all that, but you just need to know to have the right people on your team to do it, which is where we come to play. I'm like, we basically team it up. Yeah. I'm gonna take care of that. So it takes time, right, to look at certain things. But if I just see a flyer, or you just type in, and then you just pull it off of your PC, and it's stored under the same PC name that you use, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.jpg. Now I gotta sit there like this and read the flyer and try to figure out what are they trying to convey.
Like the making me do your job fee.
Exactly. So no, what I do is if I got a bunch of stuff I'm trying to get out quick, I just hit the delete button. And I say fuck it. Right?
Can't approve.
And then when they ask me, then I say I fucking deleted it. Because you know what? I don't know what the hell you're trying to say. And you don't want me to say what I'm thinking right now. Now if you want to leave the site, don't care. That's the benefit of having, which I had this conversation with another guy, the benefit of having, 2,100 people. I'm not trying to piss people off. I'm trying to help as many people as I can, but you know what? I can't read your mind, and I can't, it's like the teacher, like, I just tell them, it's like the kid in the class, right? That is kind of like a disruption problem, right? And the teacher's saying, I got 30 other kids. I can't concentrate on him all day.
Right.
And then, the parent will be pissed off, be like, hey, that's my son, right? And then, but as a teacher, you never realize that, well, what about the other, when he stops to crack a joke or do something stupid, now I got to stop doing what I'm doing to the other 29 students who are paying attention and trying to learn, do what they need to do to attend to him. And that's why he ends up in the principal's office. Which is why go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's a great example.
Which is why your shit ended up in the recycle bin.
Hey, the whole machine moving is to get rid of that stuff that's clogging up the workflow. Like you said, when you learn how to read somebody's minds, it'll be a little bit easier. But I don't see that coming anytime soon. I look at, and this is what I've been thinking about you. And when you first joined, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta send him some business. I gotta let him rewrite some of these bios, and just certain things. And I'm gonna tell you something. I had this chick in North Carolina write my bio,
once.
Mm-hmm.
And let me ask you, when you're working with a customer, do you talk to them? When you're trying to get a feel for what they're trying to convey, do you have conversations with them, or do you do everything by email?
Right here. Like, I want to know what makes you tick. Otherwise, how I'm supposed to make a bio?
That's what I thought. I'm like, you know what? I told her. She was like, well, just answer these questions. I said, I got a personality. and I don't want this super. I'm not trying to get a whole new voice. I want you to professionalize my sarcasticness, my funniness. I want you to professionalize who I am, but leave my humor in, because if you can't, just some of the little things, if you can't pick up on that, then when they meet me, they're gonna be like, dude, you're not the same person.
Right.
This ain't you. And I don't want. That's not something I want. I'm not trying to win a Nobel Peace Prize. It's the internets, like George Bush say, right? I would use that word, the internets, which I know is wrong, because I don't. You know what I mean? It's not something all that serious. And I want you to joke. I am called the king of the internet sometimes. I want that in there. I want some of the funny stuff, because that's me. And you know what? The internet's when I go to like the MailChimps of the world, and I go to these internet-based, companies, and I love the way they do things. They bring a humorous side to their business, and they make it millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Look at Google. Google is this over professional company, this, that, and the other, and they do some of the craziest things on their homepage sometimes.
Yeah, you're right.
It's that personality of these engineers. You know what I mean? I'm like, they have a thing where they celebrate certain people. Although I don't know if I like their new logo thingy too much.
I actually can't deal with it. It makes me feel weird. Like, maybe I'm just used to seeing something else, but I don't like it.
My girl said the same thing. She was like, "Oh," she's like, "Google been hacked?" That's what she said. I was like, "No, they changed their logo. They for whatever reason they changed their logo." I'm like, I don't necessarily like it personally, but I think they're gonna go back, because they'll test things, like Facebook will test things too. You'll see something, and if you won't see it too much longer. But
yes.
But I guess you're only on there for a quick second. But I don't like it. Just looks different. Everything, the G looks different when I see it every day. I'm like, it just looks different.
You go into your thing, and they got the G Google Plus logo. It looks weird, and I'm with you on that. It's like, I don't like it.
Which is a problem a lot of times with changes. People get used to certain things. If they started out like that, we probably wouldn't even have this conversation.
You're right.
And that's what which is why I think. So let's switch gears and let's talk. I want to talk real quick about how do you see people getting? What do you see as far as getting more people to sign up for lists, webinars in your space in different courses? Because I know a lot of people now are starting to do a lot of conferences, webinars, and different little courses and this, that, and the other, as well as the email list. Because I still don't think people really understand the benefit of an email list.
You're right about that.
I'd rather you go to my email list than my website. Honestly, if I can get your email, I can market to your ass till you die.
That's the name of the game.
No,
people. I think most people do not understand that, and a lot of times they're intimidated by the idea of having to create a message every so often, and it's.
I'm still here.
All right. Okay. This is kind of goofy on their part. Like, if you think about it, like you were talking about the Facebook lady. Nobody's seeing my post. Less people are seeing it than you maybe think. Especially if you're the post on your page, only 5%. Facebook only lets a certain percent see them, but on your email list, it gets delivered 99% of the time. And if it doesn't get delivered, you probably find out about it. And it's going to sit there until they deal with it. So I think, and it's been proven email has a much higher ROI than pretty much any other form of marketing that you can find. Maybe direct mail is better if you're sending it to the right people. So yeah, and you're right. There's so many people who are doing webinars now, and online events and things like that. And it seems like about once a week somebody's asking me for a critique on what they're talking about. And I've got like 3 or 4 things that I see a lot. The first one is is an event that is based on what the person putting it on thinks is important or cool, but it doesn't matter at all to the people they want to reach out to. Like you said, it'll be, ooh, my webinar on lipstick. Nobody cares. Not for like, make me care. You be like, oh, how to make your man want to kiss those lusciouses. What did Martin call Gina's lips? The luscious. How to,
Yeah.
give me some benefit out of it. Give me some reason to want to do it. Just talking about lipstick, like, so boring. So, I mean, I think that's like the biggest problem I see is people put on something because they want to sell something or they want to talk about something, but they're not thinking about what their audience wants to know about or the problems that they're going through that they need solving, or, the benefits that they're trying to get that they're having trouble getting. That's like the first thing. And the second thing that I think is really huge is they're really not, even if you pick a topic that's important. Let's say you picked a topic that they think is important, but you don't actually talk about the result that you're going to produce for the viewers. When you watch this, you're going to walk away with this result, or at least the knowledge to produce this result in your own life. You say, we're going to talk for 45 minutes about lipstick. We're going to talk about for 45 minutes about eyeliner. We're going to talk for 45 minutes about Aunt Jemima's pancakes and how to not get lipstick on them when you eat. It's like, it's still boring. Like, how am I? You're going to feel confident. You're going to look beautiful. All the dudes in the club going to holler at you. That's what they want to know. So you can't talk about the thing itself so much. Talk about the result that you're going to produce for people. And people, it's really hard for anybody, I think, when you've got a business to separate the two until you cultivate the mindset of, what's in it for the audience, what's in it for the prospect or the customer. You want somebody to buy something from you, you have to tie it into their desires, their goals, or alleviating pain that they're going through. A third thing, and you could attest to this also, is they just take one stab at it, and then if if nobody signs up, they get frustrated and cry. You're probably going to have to make more than one attempt at getting people, just like sales in any space. Like, nobody knows you after the first time. Nobody knows you after the second time. They're just starting to recognize who you are and what you offer the third time. That's not always true, especially if you're talking to your list. This is one other great reason to have an email list. They already know who you are. Now you just got to tell them about the benefit that you're going to produce on this particular thing or this particular thing that I'm doing. And even still, I would not recommend you try less than 3 times to get them to show up. You could try 7 times. I saw a guy do 21 emails in 18 days and made five or six figures. I can't remember, some ridiculous sum. Not a client of mine, but but anyway, he was giving a case study. It works. So like I said, there's 3 or 4 things. One other thing that I don't see often enough. Maybe 2 things. They skip the specifics, like they just make real generic statements. If you say, I'm going to improve your business, that's good. I'm going to improve your profits by 25% in 30 days or less. Now we're getting someplace, especially in some of these spaces where you're in competition with a lot of other voices. Make a specific claim that stands out from the crowd, gets my attention, makes me think that you're not just blowing hot air. If you give a specific number or specific statistic, and you prove you've done your research, you seem like you've done it before, and you're talking about something real. Our brains just attach themselves to specificity, and generic stuff it slides off of our attention. We don't think about it, or we think it's just an estimate. You don't want that. And then another thing, and then I'll shut up, is give me a reason to trust you specifically. Have you produced this result before? Have you won an award for this before? Whatever. Don't talk too much about how cool you think you are, but give me some inclination or give me some indication rather, that you're an expert and that you're qualified to talk to me about this thing. Not just another person who says there's money in this space. If I got onto a bodybuilding program You know, it's not going to work. I don't have biceps. I don't have a 6-pack. I probably got a 3-pack. And, you know,
1 pack.
yeah, well, 3 is even weirder because like there's 2 on one side.
Right.
Like my body's a little lumpy. That's gonna, but you get what I'm saying. Like if you took a picture, saw a picture of me, unless this is the before and there's a better after, you'd be like, I don't even want to listen to this guy talking about how to put on muscle masses because he hasn't done it yet. So those are my tips. I hope that I didn't go too fast. Talk about something that's important to people. Have an event that's valuable rather than just what you think is important. Be compelling in what you're talking about, specific, and go for make multiple attempts to convince people to show up. If you're doing something important, don't feel like you're harassing people. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to come at you again and tell you I can help you. I can help you. I can help you. And until they tell you to leave them alone, like you said, if they're on the email list, I can market to you until you die, till you buy or till you die. Hopefully, buy before you die. But don't give up.
Right. Or maybe your grandkids will buy something. But no, but on a serious tip, those are great tips. And while you were saying that, I seriously was thinking, because I'm telling you, my brain, I just always think of like, you know what? Maybe have you thought about doing like maybe not no e-courses, but even that, but have you thought about putting together some DVD series or something like that? Because
yeah, you know what? It seems like I thought about it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I said, everybody's doing that. I'm one of them guys who just wants to do something different from what everybody else is doing. And then I thought, I don't know if I can say anything different than what everybody else is saying. I would be kind of saying the same thing. So, long story short, I've thought about it. I don't have any plans in that particular direction. I give away tons of free information. If you pay attention to me, this, you know, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm trying to tell you a story. If you pay attention to me, you'll get some gold nuggets. And I'm just dumb enough to give free information to almost everybody who asks until you start asking me to write stuff for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in this for the money. Well,
right. Whoa. Erase everything I just said. Give me a check. Right.
my wife, believe me, my wife is like, were you billing for that? Nope. Like, well, you could have been down here watching Dancing with the Stars with me or Empire, instead of instead of up there spending time with that person and not bringing home a check. So you know what I'm saying. That's why it's important to focus on where your value is.
And that's why you probably got more work than you could probably handle too. Because it works. And
like seriously, Lamar Tyler from Black and Married with Kids.
Yeah, he got a profile on Black and Married with Kids. He ain't use it though. But
well,
he don't even act like we exist either. But
he's a little busy. Well, yeah. Oh, really? I'm gonna talk to him. But all the time, dude. He's like, holler at Donnie, all the time. Just because I'm sharing content, he notices every once in a while. Tells people to holler at me all the time. So I don't think I've worked with any of them though. Like they don't like it when we start talking about what it costs.
Shout out. They never do. And what you said, something in your tips was people don't realize the amounts. And I know it's some good people. You know, they know what you do, but you know, not to say anything bad about them because I've reached out. I just wanted to be like, hey man, I could probably sell some of your new DVDs. You know, some of the movies. I would just like to know what you're doing. You know, because it's been a couple years, right? You know, when they were just now coming out with a few things, and I think they forget because a lot of these people. Let me tell you how Black Folk Hotspots, the fan page started. The fan page didn't start because I was like, I needed a fan page. I knew I needed one. I was that barber who never cut his hair, right? I was that one that, and finally I was working with a client and I was teaching these people how to build their fan pages up in 08, 09, right? Yeah. In the year 08 and 07. And the guy says to me, where's yours? And I go, I ain't got one. And he was like, How the fuck you gonna tell me how to grow my fan base and you don't even have a damn page? I said, look, man, it's not. I just ain't did it yet, okay? But he made a lot of sense. So I called him up. I called him back and I said, look, you got 200 something, because he was in relationships too, and that's how I came across the Tylers, right?
Yeah,
he was in relationships, and I said, tell you what, you got it's November, you got about 200, 300, followers at the time, fans. They was fans back then, right? And I said, you got about 200, 300. I said, I'll make a bet with you. You pay me what I want. I'll show you. You pay me retroactive if I beat you to 1,000. He's like, okay. And we raced. And I said, the end date is Christmas. Now, if we both go over 1,000, whoever has the most. If I had the most, I'll work for you for free. If you have more than me, then you pay me. He said, bet.
You know how the story ended, right?
I tell people all the time, only person I'm going to bet on is me. I ain't going to bet on Floyd Mayweather. I don't give a shit if he ain't lost yet. But I tell you what, I'll bet on me, because if I lose, I can say I lost, right?
Right.
I know me. Floyd Mayweather, he may take a fall next fight. You just never know. You know what I mean?
Right.
You never know. Somebody, he's like, dude, look, I know you stand to make about 200, 300,000 for this fight, but I'll pay you $1 billion to lose.
Okay.
You never know, man. Boxing is, all these different things. When you don't control when you can't control the outcome, anything can happen. And money talk. So people have done worse things for money. You know what I mean? The White Sox threw the World Series in the Black Sox early in the day. The early 1900s. Why? Because money was involved. Who wouldn't want to win a World Series title? You know what I mean?
That's right.
But
that's a great point.
I smacked him. I killed him. I killed him. He was like, okay, dude, I guess you really do know what you're talking about. And my biggest thing was, mine was more business-wise. So, man, and I know this is not anything against us, an indictment against us as Black people, but, we have to be honest. If it was a celebrity blog, if it was a relationship blog, a gossip blog, a fight video blog, it would blow the fuck up. But business, shit is good for them. It's only going to attract a certain amount of people.
You said it.
Period. You just targeted your market and targeted and all over. You just brought it down to the lowest common denominator, because that's what you're going to get. You ain't going to get very many people going, yeah, that's business. I'm gonna tell my friends they need to like this, because he just said that Black business don't need to stick together. Yeah, but those fight videos though, boy, or this, that, and the other, 1 million likes, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what ended up happening. And so for a long time, we kind of stood still and this, that, and the other. And I said, you know what? What do I know about marketing? You got to get the cat before you can skin it.
Yeah.
So I'll still do the business stuff. I still do what I'm doing with the business owners of Black Folk Hotspots and the events and this, that, and the other. But what I'll do is, for every 7, 8 posts about business, I'll throw one bullshit post in. And what happened was, we went, that one bullshit post will start bringing in more followers, because I said, these people, and then I would start getting flack from some of these business people that follow us, right? Man, what, and I'll give you a prime example when I did this. When they ran that biopic on TLC. Yeah. And what I would do is, I would sit there, if I'm watching something on TV, I just do it through The Apprentice, so I knew it worked. And sometimes, and I would watch, like, one of my old guilty pleasures was Real Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But when I would watch it, I would just follow through with the fan page, because I knew that those people, they were watching it, right? And it was, and I know my fan page, the posts go to Twitter too. So then, go to my one of my Twitter accounts. So those people are going to see it, and they're going to come back to Black Folk Hotspots too. right? So I was like, okay. But doing the TLC thing, when they would post, they would be singing a song on the biopic, I would go to YouTube, grab YouTube, post the link, right?
Yeah.
like when they showed Left Eye burning down Andre Rison's crib, I went and pulled the mugshot.
That's classic.
Now I got cursed out that time more than anything else. This is a shame as a black person. I can't believe. I said they just talked about it in the movie. I know y'all watching.
I know. Calm down.
The fuck it happened, right? And so sorry for the F-bombs. That's my Gary Vaynerchuk inner Gary Vaynerchuk coming out. But anyway. Yeah, that dude, he helped me out. I'm telling you, he helped me out. Because he let me know it's okay to just speak. When I first heard that dude curse on a keynote, and I was like, what? Like, I like this dude. But anyway,
Go ahead. There's scientific studies that show the occasional curse word actually makes you more believable to your audience.
I've heard that. But anyway, so when I posted this, now here's the thing. People bitching, they yelling, cursing me out, all types of stuff, all through the page. And then you got the people going, you got the people in agreement too, like, yeah, she did it, whatever, right? So what it started was an inner discussion between the people that was pissed and the people just like, what are y'all mad about, right? The ones that was agreeing and the ones that didn't agree. And I didn't even post anything. I was like, hey, here's a picture. So when it all shook out, because you can look at the certain posts, you can look at how many people liked the page from it, how many people deleted the page from it, how many people hit it, and all this type of stuff. You look at the metrics, which I tell business on all the time. If you don't know your numbers, you're losing.
Yeah.
How do you know something's not working if you don't even know your numbers? Period. So I think it was over 100,000 that reach. That one post, right? Yeah. It had something like 20,000 likes. It had been shared like 15,000 times. I mean, not 15,000, 1,500. And the comments was in the hundreds.
This is a Coca-Cola number.
And I'm sitting there like this.
You mad, bro?
Yeah. And then a couple people in there, because what I would do is anything I ever posted controversial, I would tell people, here's my number, 219-512-9910. Call me.
Yeah.
Number one, I didn't want to be like, everybody need to know what I'm about to tell you. But then I was like, man, you know what? You got your ball's so big and you want to come at me like, this is, call me. Call me, boss. Let's talk about what I'm doing with my business. Not your business, my business. And then one dude called me. And I said, hey, man, when he called, first thing I said is, you ever heard of this phrase, you got to get the cat before you skin the cat? He said, yeah. I said, well, those posts get the cat. The next post that's coming up is going to be a black business post. They're consumers. I said, you know what? As a business owner, I could talk business with you for 10 days straight. However many hours in a row that is. We can just talk business. But guess what? Every now and then, I like to watch something mindless and deprogram.
Yeah.
Right? I watch sporting events. Guess what other business people do? They watch sporting events. You know what? Reality shows, yeah. I watch Love and Hip Hop. Don't you lie and say you don't. That's what I told them. If you know about it, you watched it. Because other than that, I'm going to call you a liar. Because there's no way, even if you watched it, like the girl, like the one chick said that, nobody was looking at this person's post. Duh, you were, because you wouldn't have commented. Right? So I said, you can't talk about Love and Hip Hop or Real Housewives of Atlanta or Candy or Nene. You can't talk about them unless you've actually watched at least one episode. So if you watched at least one episode, you saw it. Whether you think it's good or not, hey, it's on TV. And you know what? on Sunday nights and Monday nights, it has an audience, or they wouldn't be in the many different series they in. Seasons, right. Guaranteed. Yeah. Something about TV executives and this, that, and the other. Something about they don't continue to run stuff that ain't making money.
There is that.
I'm sorry. That's what they're in the business for. And he said to me, he said, you know what, bro? You're right. I'm gonna leave you alone, man, because this sounds like you know exactly what you're doing. I said, I'm just saying, picking on you isn't you comment on anything else. You pick this one post to comment, but had you commented, I know regular commenters, but had you been a person who have shared some of the black businesses that we post 24/7 or anything like this, I said, you know what? Had you done that, I wouldn't have had a problem with you. You can actually have your word.
Right.
You can say your word. You've earned your right. But I said to be whatever. I don't care if you've been looking at this page for a year. I don't know that. I think you're lying. I said I'm very hands-on with my page. I know people who constantly always comment, always share. I definitely know the commenters and the sharers that do it consistent because the name you just see it all the time. Such share this. You'll see it.
Right.
And we got 40-something thousand people. So believe it, they stand out. I said, I bet you Tyrese and 50 Cent and his people, whoever's running their pages, I guarantee you they know their main supporters.
Yeah, guaranteed.
They know them. They know them because those names stick out like sore thumbs. Somebody always retweeting their stuff. They know who it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I've said that for a few times, but it's the marketing, man. I think that a lot of times we don't necessarily 100% get, and that's why I love what you do, especially being a black man in that copywriting business, because there ain't many, and I know it's some highly sought out ones. It's some $1 million copywriters out there. I don't know what you're making, but
well, million, yeah.
those cats that are writing those $1 million emails for some of those product launches, Jeff Walkers and the Frank Kerns of the world.
Yeah, Frank Kern doesn't even write on emails anymore.
I know. I heard him saying that.
I walked into a client. They flew me to Florida earlier this summer, and they showed me the sales report from the previous 24 hours, and they had, I can't remember the exact number, it was $600-some thousand in sales on the previous day, and the copywriters get between 3 and 5% of gross sales. So somebody's, between all of the different things, so you're splitting it up, but there's money being made because, they're making money. So the copywriters are getting paid plenty. There's some $1 million guys. Like I said, I haven't reached the $1 million level yet.
I know it's out there, man. I know it's out there, bro. I know. I see. See, here's the email, a text message. I ain't gonna say the name. I'm an author. I just joined the site, waiting on approval. So this turnaround time, so I can get it approved. I posted 3 things, right?
Okay.
Over the last 4 days, I done posted and shared and tagged her on Facebook. Tagged her, because you're on Twitter, so I can let her know. Tagged her in probably 4 or 5 different posts. I'm like, these are the people that when I wrote a post today on Facebook about firing clients.
Yeah.
And a lot of, because I was talking to this chick yesterday, I'm like, look, I know, she happened to know somebody I knew, and I'm like, look, I know that person, and I'm gonna tell you, I kind of worked with them in the beginning, and I kind of consulted with them. And I told them, when you start out sometimes, because I asked this question a week prior. Quantity over quality. How do you answer that? Which one?
Quality every time.
See, I say quantity at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, well, at the beginning, I guess, yeah. If you say it that way, you have to be
as many people in that funnel as possible, because they're gonna weed themselves out, and then you can work on quantity. You can work on quality, because You get them in, 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 get them in. Those emails from the big internet marketers, they ain't thinking about no damn quality. They thinking quantity. How many people can I put this shit in front of? They know that the percentage they got the good right.
You're exactly right. 95% of them are never going to spend money with you. 95%. Or, well, I shouldn't say that. 80% will never, ever spend money with you. 95% will never spend much money with you, more or less. So you have to really, I mean, if you only get, 9 people in there, you may not get money from anybody.
Which is the premise of Black Folk Hotspots, right? That's why we constantly put it through rotation, because you said it earlier, and we're just picking on Facebook right now, about 5% of your Facebook followers, fans, likes, or whatever you want to call them now, are only going to see your content.
Right.
So I tell people, you got 1,000 people. What's 5% of 1,000?
What is that?
50 people? Now, how does that make you feel? You got this number because you said that, because I use 1,000 because the average page has 1,000 fans. Well, like, think about that. That's what you're marketing to. You're marketing to 50 people. That's what you're marketing to.
That's crazy.
Now, I said, let's just say that Black Folk Hotspots, we're the same, 5%. But we got 40,000.
It's a different ball game.
So now you add that little 50, plus our 40,000, 10%, 4,300. So our 23 at 5%, or 24, 25. So that's now 2,500 people, a little bit more than 2,500 people that you market to, that are in the market for social media, that are in the market to follow Black businesses. They may not be looking for yours, but neither when they go to Google a lot of times, because I've had people say, oh, when I go to Google and I type in Black Folk Hotspots, I come straight up to the top. Duh! That person's looking for me. Right. They know who I am already, right? But if they're looking for locticians in Chicago, they don't know I exist.
Right.
If I'm a loctician. But I'm at the top, then bam. Now you click on me, like, oh, this is pretty cool. That's where your business is supposed to come from. That's where those people know how to contact you, know how to call you. They know these different things. They probably was in a rush and didn't remember your phone number, but they were looking for you. And those are great too. Those are the direct sales, and that's what you want. But what about the people that you don't want? I was telling a lady, and I talked to a lady. That's what lipstick was on my head today. I was talking to her, and I told her, I said, lipstick is searched 370 something times on average a month on Google, and that's lipstick separately. That's another 150 with lipstick together.
Dang.
Lip and stick, and then lipstick. So I said that's about 400,000 or 500,000 people. But I said I'm telling you that to say because you want to use both of them in your marketing, because those things go hand in hand, because Google's going to find that stuff. Here's lipstick and here's lipstick. I said I'm just telling you. So you want to get that out there, because that's how you grow. That's how I grew Black Folk Hotspots. And I don't just say that to brag on myself, but that's just what I did. I was a numbers dude. I did blogs and stuff. I sold products around Amazon. I got away from it and went back to work. But then on the side, what I would do is I would create blogs. That's how I found out about the copywriting and all these type of things. I couldn't afford these people, so I had to try to learn a little bit about itself. And what I did is I did a lot of copying and pasting and changing some words around. Cause I'm like, oh damn, this shit got me to click. If I clicked, I know.
The $1 Million Guy did the same thing. I shouldn't have told you that, but it's true.
No, I know it. Hey, you had to, because I know it worked.
You probably know that. It's true anyway. Like, you still smart. You don't plagiarize. But what made you click? Okay, work with that.
That's what I do. And now I know certain things when I'm writing, like you said, that I'm saying certain things. The one thing that you did mention that I know I even got away from was it may sound like, I talk about Black folk hotspots a lot about me, but I hate testimonies. I mean, I don't know, it just makes me feel a kind of way, but I know they're important, right? Like, I hid our testimonies on the page. Like, they hidden in a blog post that every now and then I pop up, you go to paper page, because I'd be like, but one of the things I did, though, I linked to all the people who have said stuff about us. I linked to their Facebook page or their Twitter. I want you to go ask them.
Nice.
And I can see when people click through because and I'll put that blog post through the system again, because it's like, and now what I start doing is on Twitter or Facebook or any of these places, when they start saying certain things, I just do a quick copy paste and put them into a folder on my desktop, right? And now I'm just like, hey, here's the exact words they did, and I said that I was going to start doing some other things with them, but it's so many different things, the I can increase your sales in 20%. I had this lady who did financial videos. She deleted her profile after I told her that we had increased her views on YouTube 100%.
She didn't like that.
No, she deleted me, man.
Well,
she deleted her profile on Black folk hotspots.
Real loss.
Yeah. I think she thought I was lying to her, but I was like, look, your views on Black folk hotspots count for your YouTube. And, and so I'm just saying, I know it ain't much, but that was, it ain't much, but 100% is 100%, I said, I only got you like 50 views, but shit, you only got 50 on YouTube. So what do you think? They ain't coming from YouTube to Black folk hotspots.
No, that's how it works.
If anything, the other way around. You click that thing, you want to expand it, you want to make it bigger, you go to YouTube.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't see it. But then again, I'm like, that's okay. I've gotten you a couple keynotes and this, that, and the other for different things for your business. And, this is how this is my payback, right? She said that she didn't want to post in her personal business, right? Because, from time to time, I got in the BFHS network site there. It started in January of 2010, right? Okay. That's 5 years plus of data, which means Google's finding shit. Google will find shit that's old, or somebody will stumble on something that's old because people on the internet are nosy. That's the whole get up. I was like, so when something is popular, we reshare it.
Yeah.
Right? We repost it. I'm like, I don't give a shit if it was 2012 when they posted it. If it's relevant, as long as it ain't no event, right? Yeah. I'm not posting no old ass events like, hey, this is what we used to do on Tuesday nights in Chicago. You know what I mean? Throwback events, right? Throwback networking party.
It was a good time, boy.
Right. Party with a purpose. You can't go there no more because the whole place don't even exist. Matter of fact, called 5-6 months ago. But but this is what we used to do. But anyway, she had posted a picture of her and her husband. She posted. We just shared it. I was like, you posted it. I said, wait a minute, are y'all still together? Because I could get that. I said, but all you gotta do is just delete that picture. It'll never go back out.
I mean, it's like firing GoDaddy because somebody Google and planted an old blog post. It's not Google's fault. It's like it's there. If you don't want anybody to see it, get rid of it. Right, make it a full phone page not found something. I said most people are not, expertise. What's the word? They're not advanced enough to go into caches and old shit to find old. They're not that advanced. Right, that's what the news people know how to do. But most people, your average Facebook user, they got no clue how to do that. They go to a page and don't exist; it just don't exist. Right. Now, that's the people that can find out what was there before, right? But not the average person. And I was like, just delete it. I said, because I asked her, I said, you and your husband is not together? I mean, because I don't have nothing to do with that. I have a team of people too who post stuff that they know that when it's popular, we look at our stats from the night before. And if it's something that pops up in our top 10, top 20 popular list, because if one person looking at this, we know that other people are looking at it. And then what we do is
Now, what we will do is we'll edit it to where, like, if we found out that your link to something doesn't work no more, we do check those. You know, we make sure that, you know, and then we got a little thing that we put on the bottom of every picture. You know, everything. You know, our little thing, like, you know, our little banner thing or whatever. So we'll make sure that's up to date. You know, updated. Right. But other than that, you posted this.
Right.
I didn't go to your Facebook page looking for your pictures of you and your husband. I don't give a shit. But, you know, I like to keep business and personal separate. You posted this on our site. Our motto from the very beginning has been, you post, we share.
That's it.
It's not always been that way. Wow. But no, man, it's one of those things, and it's the weirdest things. And it's like, damn, you know, and, you know, and I will say this, out of the 2,500, 2,600 profiles we've had over the 5 years, we've only lost 200 people. Some of them, about 100 of them have been to duplicate profiles. So I've been pretty happy about that. I consider that, you know,
that's good.
A pretty good thing. Yeah. You know, I look at those notes. You know, there's a lot of people that don't post, they don't update this, that, and that. But you know what? I know one thing. You know, they're getting the things, and you know, everybody ain't ready. Like sometimes I'll see people who ain't never upgraded or this, that, and the other since, you know, 2012, and all of a sudden they do, right? And it's just timing and things, and I know that. I learned from the best internet marketers like Kern and Jeff Walker and all these cats, right?
Right.
You in the funnel. Once you're in that funnel, well, hey, it's gonna keep coming, and it's gonna come. Like I've had people say, "Why do you post every day? Why do you send emails every day?" Well, because I know other people send you emails every day, and you know what? I'm always stay at, you know, we're gonna stay at the top of your mind. I try not to. You know, the same thing with Facebook. Like, dang. You know, I tell when I'm consulting with my clients, I tell them you should be posting to your Facebook page at least 3 times a day, at least. They go, that's too much. I said,
it's not too much.
Okay, let me screen share. Let me screen share you my timeline, because obviously you haven't looked at your timeline. and I got 4,000 friends or 3,500 or something like that. So I'm gonna show you that from the top of the page all the way to the bottom of the page consists of about maybe 2 hours. So if you don't post in that 2 hours, unless something gets popular and Facebook algorithms say we need to keep this at the top, that's never going to be seen. So if you hit breakfast, like I said you eat 3 times a day, right? Right before you eat, post. Or right after you finish eating, post. That way you don't forget. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
I like it.
Yeah, and then a bonus before you go to bed. Good night post. I said, because people are on Facebook at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, like it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, they do.
Same thing with Twitter. You know, I said, y'all listen to too many of these people who say don't do certain things. Now, I will say is one day out of the week that I don't post. I don't really make a post. Either I make it early, very early, like in the 5 a.m. time or 6 a.m., or I don't make it until 6-ish. And this information I don't share with everybody, and that's Mondays.
Really?
Because I know, you know, that a lot of people are still working corporate jobs. And Mondays is the day that science says you have the highest day of being unsubscribed from and deleted, because people are stressed out from the weekend and they got all this work today. I made the post today because I know it's Labor Day.
Right.
I know what people are right now. They all on this all day.
Right.
You know, Saturdays, you know, if you look, and you probably look at your email.
Yeah.
You probably don't get a lot of email on Saturdays and Sundays.
It's true.
And this is that thing that, you know, the professors, when they knocked on the they kicked the podium, you know, because this is gonna be a test answer. Think about that. Most people, even if they're working from home, even if they, you know, they brought home work, they might be sitting in Starbucks, drinking a cup of coffee, doing some work.
Yeah.
You send that email to them, you got the open rates are so great on Saturdays, Saturday afternoons, because people are more relaxed. They're not in the office, they this, that, and the other. I say, man, y'all got no open rates. You know, when I talk to my specific clients, email clients, I'm like, listen, here's the deal. I need some who, what, when, where, why, and how. If you ain't got those things in there, then you're not gonna be very effective with this. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You got to tell a story. You know, you got to definitely tell a person how, the who, the what, the where, how they going to get this. You got to tell these people. You got to, you know, in from the sales thing, and I know you do this in your copyright, but you got to have the benefits and the features. What am I going to do? You know, and how does this benefit me to give you money out of my pocket? You know, I'm like, hey, you know, if you don't have a gun, you're gonna have to use some mind games, and that's what it is. But it's natural. It's, you know, well, you can use a 9mm. One of the two work.
Right.
I can talk you out your money, or
you think you're just gonna walk up on me with no 9mm, and it ain't gonna go the way you think it is.
Right. I can talk it about you, or I can strong arm it from you. One of the two. You know. So you're gonna give it up at some point, you know. But I know that if you see things enough, you know, then it becomes second nature. Go, well, you know, just this weekend, one of my partner's parents, dad and brother died in a fire over the previous week, but the funeral, is messed up. Electrical fire, middle of the night, man. Dang. Yeah, and older houses in Gary, man, and it went through that. Them older wire. It don't take much for those houses, and
right.
So he was in town for the funeral. He had been in town a week, but you know, a bunch of our, you know, the male classmates. I didn't see very many of our female classmates out though, but a lot of, you know, about 10 or 15 of us males that graduated together. We all, you know, we went to the funeral, we went to the wake, and you know, we hung out, repast, and this, that, and the other. But you know, all those cats was like, dude, you killing it on the internet. These people don't comment, don't like. I never see them comment on this stuff. This is what I was trying to tell old girl. Just because you don't see it, don't mean it ain't happening. It may not happen as much because the person can like all day long. They don't mean they do anything. You know, every now, at my 20-year class reunion, one of my classmates walked up to me and she said, hey, thanks for that recommendation on that book. That was the greatest book that I've ever read. And I was like, what book? she was like, the science of getting rich with Waddles. She was like, yeah, that book. I said, you bought that, huh? I was like, okay. I said, I never saw you like it or left a comment or anything behind it. She's like, nah, I don't leave comments on your stuff because I don't like the notifications. She taught me something.
You get some, well, that's crazy.
But she taught me something. How many other people are thinking the same thing? I said, likes and comments don't freaking matter. I watch my sister scroll through Instagram, and my girl, she do the same thing. They just scroll through Instagram.
Yeah.
They say, and they be like, hey, look at this. Never hit like, never hit a comment.
Scrolling. It's a good point.
You know, Instagram will have links so you can't click through it, right? Which that's one of the most requested feature. But they looking at it. But I would never know they were there. There's no way. And this is what I try to tell people. So if you have good stuff where person like you is writing copywriting material and stuff like this, you writing these right things, people are gonna do that. And they have their reasons for not liking a comment, but you never know if they're not clicking through, they're not going to your bio, they're not, to click through to see what else you got. You have to do those things. I know probably one of the things that you guys I always say click here or shop now.
Yeah.
I just think it's mandatory because even I try to think it's like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If people don't do stuff, if you don't tell them what to do, most of the time, make it real easy. Hey, click here. Simple. And if you don't get confused, you're like, I don't know what's going on, and they keep scrolling.
Which is what I got from the internet marketing days, and spending all that money with all the freaking gurus that would give me half the information, trying to sell me some $50,000 coaching class. I spent a shitload of money, man. And this is what I tell people. I probably spent $20,000-$25,000 on just products and courses, and I got some Frank Kern shit in there. I got some Phil Sane shit in there. I got some Jeff Walker stuff. I got some of the industry better. I look at those guys. I'm like, hey, you know what? They the best. When Jeff Walker doing product launches, man, there's fucking netting $20 million in a launch.
Yeah.
How can you tell me wrong?
Can't do it.
When Phil Satan running Google Hangout 2 days straight summits, how can you not watch that? At least pick up something. This is what I try. I'm like, man, I'm a YouTube freak. I watch YouTube all day. I'll put it on like it's a television, and I'll flip through channels when I'm working. I'll flip through, this, that, and the other, and I'll watch these things. And I'll be like, matter of fact, I watch my news on YouTube. I watch, I like the Young Turks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is funny because old boy Sink, I didn't know this. He used to be on MSNBC.
Really?
Yeah, he was the same time slot as Al Sharpton.
Oh.
They got rid of him to bring in Sharpton.
That's crazy. I didn't know that either.
Sharpton his ratings have still not beat Sink's ratings in that time slot.
I believe it. Yeah.
Said that Sharpton is the voice to quiet the black community.
Well,
tell him this. When those emails hit Sony or whatever, and they found all that stuff, they called up Sharpton. Tell you, man, it's some crazy shit. When Sink was saying that, I was like, wait a minute here. Because they're about ratings.
Yeah.
So why would you put a person with less ratings in the slot with a person with higher ratings, and they still haven't beat him? He should be off the air by now.
Right.
It's like, but people, I said, I get it. It's all good. It's programmed. We get it. You gotta have the voice to the people. You gotta have the person that's saying, hey, maybe Mikey Brown. Yeah. But anyway, man, that's what it's all about with me, man. And that's what and I try to teach these things, and I try to help people. Like I tell people, hey, copy what I do. I probably can't get you past where I'm at, where we've made it to, but I can get you to where we made it to by doing the same things that we've done. And if I can tell you, and I can shorten your time frame from 7 years to 3 years or 4 years, but business is not something. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's not always it's not an overnight success. It is, but it may take 10 years for that overnight or 20 years for that overnight. And I think that's our biggest issue. We like, look, this ain't selling dope. I don't go buy a kilo of dope and then flip it and sell, and make $10,000 off of it. This is, you got to get people's money out their pocket for something they want to buy, or maybe sometimes something that they really didn't have no intentions on buying.
Right.
Which is what you guys have done a great job of doing with copywriting, because, I mean, how many magazines and newspapers I done bought? I don't subscribe to a newspaper, but I know I look at those headlines, and I be pissed off when I get home and the article be like this on page 88 of the magazine or the newspaper. Like, God damn it!
Got me again.
Yeah, assholes. But no, man. So, yeah, man. It was really, really good, man. So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this. I want to do a conference. I want to do coming up soon. I want to do something. I want to do, I don't know, something like maybe Tom Jordan. I want to do a boat thing, or maybe a cruise thing, right? Or we bring some black business owners. You're not afraid of water, are you? I am, but if we on a big ship, I'm cool. And I want to do something. I want to have like a little expo thing where we can bring some business owners, some black business owners together, and people like you. I want to get together. Maybe we can work it out. All this where we could bring you on, and you can have a couple hours to talk, mix and mingle with some of these cats. Maybe sell some services, maybe. But that's what I'm thinking. I want to do this. I wanted to do this last year, but I think maybe 2016 or 2017. My goal is to we can have fun and learn something at the same time. That's That's my goal. Learn from each other, because there's some good people, man. But I see a lot of people need it, and they don't understand,
I didn't lose you, did I?
What you say? I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry. I think
You sound like Charlie Brown. You're like,
I was saying because I'm doing this on my phone. I think it's about to die on me.
But that's something. That's what I'm thinking of. And I was gonna wrap this up anyway because I gotta go. I gotta run out to go raid my sister's barbecue pit. Because that's what I do. Until I have to actually, I still haven't, like my contribution to family events be like bring a couple 2 liters of pop, and I never had to bring food, or it is elevated over the last couple of years. Like bring a case of beer or something like that, bring a bottle or something. I'm like, okay, cool, but yeah. But yeah, so I mean, do you think something like that would be cool? You think that something like that would be something that you as a business owner would be interested in going to?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's an event in the city, Coding While Black is putting on, and it's supposed to be in November. I'll have to make sure I connect you with those folks. I'm just gonna have a bunch of stuff going on because we got to support each other, as you know. So yeah, I'm all about building community and helping each other out, and mixing and mingling, every once in a while.
Yeah, I want to bring people in. I mean, I know that the worst case, the best thing I want to do is I want to bring people. So it's like, hey, man, I want to be able to. I think if we do it in an annual or quarterly. Because what I want to do is, I want to start. And I know we talked about the networking events, but I figure if I can do the networking events, if I can be in charge of them, I can make them different. Maybe right. I can shame people into calling people out and be like, hey, maybe you got to be on the speed networking side where you forced to exchange information, or just go in there and talk about those things. Like, hey, I know all y'all ain't gonna call these people. You got to do it. It's useless. If you walk in here, you meet the person. Maybe how about you shut the hell up and find out what you can do for this person? Because right. One of the things that I've done is I listen to the people, but more importantly, I'm like, who can use this service that I'm talking to this person about? You insurance right. agent? Who do I know that's looking for insurance? You know what I mean? And that's my way. I may not need it. I might not need your investment company, because my stuff is straight, but I'm like, somebody needs you.
I'm saying, because, I mean, everybody's got things they're good at. Everybody has things that they're not good at. And if I know somebody that you want to know, there ain't no purpose in me not connecting y'all, and vice versa. So I'm with you on that 100%.
That's what I loved about LinkedIn and the way they used to do things where you connect people, and it'd be like, hey, such and such, Donnie is connected to this person. Hey, Donnie, hey, man, I'm looking to get a hold of this guy. I want to talk to him about this. Can you do this? You know what I mean? Yeah. I love that concept. And right. People would hit me up, and I'm like, I don't really know that person that well. And they'd be like, okay, cool, right? But I'll hit them up. I'll act like I've been knowing him for 30 years. Like, hey, this dude, you all right? But no, but on the serious, I love the way they did that, and I think that those are the things that we need to do because, I want you to grow. I want you to be, bringing on little hotshot copywriters, and you can just sit back and you have your little junior writers.
That's what we need to do.
that behind the scenes, man. Which is what I tell people. I'm like, it's a lot of money behind the camera. My daughter wanted to be, she's like, I want to be famous, but I don't want nobody to know me. Right?
Okay.
And I said, you can be. And you can just be name famous, but don't nobody know who the hell you are.
Right.
Right. If you're behind the camera, a lot of that happens. Songwriters, for instance, right? I bet you Jay Ivy can walk down most streets and nobody know who the hell he is.
Right.
Hell, part of Malik Yusuf, 5-time Grammy Award winner, can walk down the street most times and nobody know who the hell he is.
Sure, you're right about that.
You know what I mean? But dude got 5 Grammys.
I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Me and my girl was talking about that. I was like, damn, I didn't realize he had 5 Grammys because I was talking to there's a play coming up in Freeport, called damn it, One Man Something. I'll be putting it out as soon as he put it up. But Malik produced it for what's my man's name? Okay, now I sound like what is his name? I just talked to him, and Charles something, Charles, but he's from Chicago. Let me see, Charles. It's called Black and White, A Man Divided, and okay. It's Charles Malcolm. He's a writer. It's going to be basically about, he grew up. He had a black father, white mother, and he's like, he didn't know which identity he was, and he ended up writing this play about this. And it's been getting, as soon as he pitched it to Malik was like, yeah, that's money, right? And it's been good for him, and so he got coming up. So yeah. Anyway, you still there or no? Did you? Okay. Technology. Anyway, maybe phone died, but I was gonna wrap up anyway. Gotta make some runs. If you've been watching this, make sure you rewind this. If you just now catching this, rewind it all the way back to the beginning, because this is the great thing about copywriting, about business, about doing things. So it should be informative. I believe it is. If you're a black business owner, make sure you create a profile at blackfolkhotspots.com so that we can share and introduce your business to our network, over 300,000 people. Like Donnie here, who's a master copywriter that you definitely got to know. Why you try to put together some copy for your business or for your products and services when you can have an expert do it. People who that's exactly what they do. They write words people. But anyway, we're done for Support Black Business today, but tomorrow there's another 3 shows lined up, so we should be going through 67, 68, and 69. Be sure to check them out and share them with your friends. If you like this video, thumbs it up, share it, leave a comment. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Black Folk Hotspots, that's me right there. Everything is in the description. We sell t-shirts, Support Black Business t-shirts, and hoodies. Links in the description. Shirts are $19. It helps us keep our costs down as far as helping other black business owners grow, so we can help everybody, or everybody that needs help. And there are some books that I like. I might have mentioned them in this show. They're in the description as well below. Follow us on Facebook, Black Folk Hotspots, Twitter at BFHS Network, Instagram, same thing. Well, just Google blackfolkhotspots.com, but create a profile, and then we'll connect with you if you're a business owner. Anyway, talk to you guys soon. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow with episodes 67, 68, and 69. Peace. We are out.